glaciers have fascinated me for a long time. Came across this artist residency and applied, and it was really a life-changing experience. My name's Christina Lorena Weisner, and I am a sculptor and an associate professor of visual art here at the College of the Albemarle. This past June, I took part in the Arctic Circle residency, which is an annual expeditionary program for both artists and scientists in which participants explore the high Arctic in and around Svalbard, Norway, and also in the Arctic Ocean. There were scientists and historians, mostly artists aboard, and although the landscape was nothing short of almost a sort of religious experience, it was really people and the exchange of ideas about this magnificent, unique place that was probably the most powerful takeaway from that artist residency and certainly influenced the work in this show. Traditionally, sea marks are understood as landmarks, structures, and devices that usually provide warning or guiding signs to mariners, orange safety flags, channel markers, buoys, and beacons, just to name a few. But then there are also sea marks of a different sort, composed of items discarded on the shore or at sea, either intentionally or unintentionally. So these are things like umbrellas, beach chairs, coolers, flotation devices, other plastics. The exhibition, entitled Sea Marks, explores how two seemingly unrelated geographical locations, in this case the Outer Banks and the North Pole, are actually inextricably entangled, connected by oceanic currents and atmospheric concentrations of carbon dioxide. These discarded materials, as most of us know, have accumulated in recent years to the extent that they have formed islands in the oceans, and as I have now experienced firsthand, they're also found in some of the most isolated regions on Earth, such as the North Pole, either intact, broken up, or as microplastics. The body of work in this exhibit really explores the deep geophysical time of the Arctic and its ice cap in comparison to the fleeting temporality of living beings, and really how such notions of time coexist. And although humans don't typically inhabit this extreme space of the Arctic, they nevertheless influence its status and are critically and inextricably affected by it, especially those living in coastal communities like the Outer Banks. This show at COA has really started this conversation for me in my research on glaciers and the Arctic and comparing it to local communities. And so I'm hoping to work with scientists and incorporate that information into future iterations of this exhibition that I hope will travel throughout North Carolina and also nationally. I think the exchange of ideas that happens either between artists and scientists or artists and historians, that conversation and that collaboration I think is really important, and I try to teach my students that working with people outside of your discipline can really change and empower your work in ways that you maybe couldn't have foreseen yourself.